Oh, welcome to day in the life of a young millionaire. Of course, of course. Um, or like just past me. Maybe before the AI apocalypse comes, this is the footage that they're gonna find. It's not like YouTube exists or whatever. So I'm making some coffee. I totally did not waste like a few hours after I woke up. Which is, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I think a big part of it is actually just having a schedule that is like consistent, which I didn't really have ever, really. Well, temporarily. I mean, like for a long time. So, because when you wake up, like, if you don't go to sleep at the same time, then you end up feeling groggy more. Like you don't feel like, oh, let's go take action, right? But it's not just that as well. You know, YouTube, things like that, just fucking get your attention. Is really annoying, by the way, honestly. Like, I'm just blocking things everywhere. And my life has been never been better just by blocking things. Like, I just blocked Instagram, like, no, not just, like, a while ago, long time ago. Right, and my life is just better. Like, it literally does not even matter to post or whatever. Like, no one gives a fuck. I don't know. Like, save photos for yourself, right? Just use Google Photos for that or something. But other than that, like, what for, you know? Um, that right, YouTube is basically I block all the recommendation stuff, which is a bit tough because that's my work, right? Then, um, what else? Yeah, Reddit. I deleted from my phone because I don't know. Like I used to just scroll every now and then, like for pipes or like smoking pipes or cigars. Like that's the only decent subreddits in there. Uh, there's decent like places in there. Not every place in there is fucking weird and shit. Um, Normally I work in a cafe, but today I decided, you know what, I feel like I can do work, the work I was gonna do at home, so I'm gonna do that. You know, more cozy, why waste time, all that jazz. To be fair, I woke up pretty late today at 1 p.m. something because I slept in and I went to sleep late, so I was gonna wake up at like my normal time, but I ended up waking up late, so that's a bit shit. It is what it is. Got a bunch of work today to see what we have to do. Or I already started on some. While I was waiting for my kebab, I basically don't cook now anymore because it's just like it just takes so much time. And I also have this like small kitten, which need to close the door. That my mother got. I'm staying at her place right now. While she's not here. I have to take care of this motherfucker, and he just causes like chaos everywhere. And he like the other cat. His name is literally cat in Russian. He's a G. He's chill. He's just like he's an angel. Like he's just chilling, you know, most of the time. And when he was a kitten, he was not like this. Like he did cause some trouble, but like once, and then like he's very smart for a cat. He learns because normally I think cats don't learn from like punishment. Like if you tell them like no or yell, like they don't understand. Like it's actually bad. But he understood. He actually learned from that. Very surprisingly. So like he's smart for a cat, and he's chill. Like it doesn't cause problems for him. But the other guy, oh my god, like he cost me, like at least like in the last like 2 weeks or something, 10 hours at least he cost me. It's just like actually probably more. Oh my god, no, definitely more like 20 probably. It's just it was just so fucking annoying. So there's that. Um, yeah, so what do I have to do today? Do some thumbnail adjustments. We have like 20 thumbnails to do today. Like from, can you see shit? Oh, well, you can't really see that much, but yeah, we got like, let's see, let me just do like this. Just for one video, we got 20 thumbnails. And then for, which is kind of crazy, by the way. And then for the same video, we're trialing, like for the channel, we're trialing thumbnails, thumbnail designers, and that is like there's like 14 people or 13 people, and that is another two each for thumbnails, and that is another like 30 thumbnails, so 50 thumbnails in total. I'm managing right now, which is fucking crazy. That's quite a lot, but thankfully I'm managing because I thank God I took time to organize all of this. Like we moved to ClickUp, and you know I told them what to do and whatever. Because if we didn't, it would have been such a nightmare to do it in Discord threads and whatever the fuck. Oh my god, full on nightmare. I created automation tool to do this as well. It was very nice. Spent the day on that, and it just works. Oh, so nice. I realized that it's actually kind of important. Um, there's like automation that's just save time, like how much it takes you to do the task, but also there's the friction of you doing the task. Like in this case, I would have to go and so for 20 of these thumbnails, I'd have to go and create a folder in Google Drive, get their email, assign the email, rename the folder to the name of the concept and the ID of the concept, fucking send it to them manually, like upload it manually, like all this shit, right? And that would take me like 30 minutes probably for these 20 thumbnails, if not more, maybe less, right? But also there's friction in me doing that because I don't fucking want to do that. Like, bro, oh my god, like this is the part of the task. Like reviewing thumbnails, that's fine, but this part of the task is what makes me go like, oh, bro, I really don't fucking want to do that. So that actually cost me like more like an hour at least, if not more. Really, it's like really more. Like if you think in terms of like how much does it delay the task, it could be like a day even, in fact. So that is actually a huge thing. Um, so yeah, there's that. What else do I have to do? I scheduled stuff to do for uh, for 11. Yeah, I mean, yesterday I was like, you know what? It's the only time I'm gonna be like here with myself. I kind of want to be able to chill. I don't do this often. I was like, oh, let me just get some beers. Continue watching James Bond. I'm watching all the James Bond series from like the beginning. I think I'm on 10th ish movie. They're all kind of the same, but it's just so funny. It's like literally just the movies are literally like I know side tangent, but the movies are literally just like a Chad, goes solves a problem, finds a woman, raises her up, even if she's an enemy. Actually, usually she's in like part of the enemies, but then he just converts her onto his side, and she tells him the secrets, or whatever. Every now and then, the villain uses that against him, and then like some hot chick is actually an enemy, and then she betrays him or whatever. Like she's an agent, spy or whatever. Um, it's actually kind of an education in terms of story, in fact. It's kind of like the structure's kind of the same, and then yeah, they have like a fight, and there's all the villains never the ones who fight usually. It's always like there's the big fat, usually fat or scrawny villain who's very smart, and then they have like a henchman, like his right hand, who is like very strong, and he's actually like the match, or even in fact he's usually stronger than James Bond, and James Bond like almost twins, like very closely. So that's like literally happens all the fucking time. I'm really curious how it's gonna be, because that's like I watched probably like 20 years of James Bond in those movies, so I'm really curious how it changes over time. Anyway, enough for tangent. Yeah, sorry for yapping. I'm not sorry, actually. I'm enjoying this. So yeah, so I automated this thing and it saves me all the time. I did that yesterday. Drank some beers or whatever. That's why I stayed up late. So I ended up waking up at 1 p.m. after sleeping in. And so my schedule's kind of like behind now, but I should be fine. So can I do this? Okay, there we go. So I do adjustments. I was gonna outline a mission document for the client because we're gonna discuss that in more depth, and then more adjustments for the thumbnails, which I did some, so we're actually kind of ahead of that. Probably was gonna take me 2 hours actually. Then I have after ideate. Like this, I have to ideate some concepts for the client as well, and then I'm gonna need to check options to rent apartments here so that I don't stay here because I don't want to. I don't want the cat to ruin my sleep all the time. We're gonna be moving out with my friends for a month, and then after that we're gonna go to Georgia. If you watch my previous stuff, it's gonna be pretty cool, and I'm actually really looking forward to that. Like that's gonna be the only time, or the first time when I'm gonna have my own space basically as an office or whatever like that. I think for me, like this is literally the key, and I wish I knew this before. I mean, I kind of knew this. It's not like I could have really done that before, but I really think that if you're making like, it really depends on your expenses or whatever. So here's like a practical piece of advice. Like if you're making I don't know, let's say whatever your expenses are, you're making like $1,000 extra, right? Or even $500 extra. like after food and whatever, right? Then it would be a good idea to rent an office. So either you can do it for co-working. There'll be more affordable options depending on where you are. So instead of me renting a different apartment, which is what I'm gonna do in Georgia, because there's not really that many options, you can just rent an actual co-working office, like private office. I would recommend a private office, like just your own space. It depends on how weird you are, I guess. Like I'm kind of weird, so like to me, I need my own space. But I really think that, like to be honest, I can't really tell at this point if I am really just like weird, and for me it's just like I need a. For me, it's like super important to have an environment, uh, so that I can focus, or if I just care about this a lot, like to way more than more people around me. Like I don't know which one it is, to be honest, because there's no way to tell. Like actually, there is kind of, but it'll be very hard to do that. Um, if you just like compare, I guess, their focus. But even then, that's the thing, right? A person who like works, let's say, same job every day, and they can focus 4 hours or whatever, that's not really the same thing as kind of like you as an executive for your own business or whatever, right? You're always the CEO of your own business. You doing those things because you will do different. You put like different hats all the time, and you'll do different things all the time, and there'll be new tasks all the time, and there'll be always friction. I feel like, especially if you're trying to grow, there will be always friction. And so, like for my friends, even like they might say like, "Oh, I can't focus, whatever." But I actually don't like. To be honest, a good part chunk of it, I don't really think it's that I can't focus. It's that they're not really doing anything that pushes their growth. Like to grow, you have to face resistance, and face obstacles, and like there will be a wall, right? You have to push through that pain, and if you're doing the same thing every day, I mean, a lot of times like it might be like a little bit extra new thing, but like if you're really trying to grow, like and try to build a business, for example, it's gonna be a lot of like pain and resistance and suffering. Usually because you don't know how to do the thing, you're afraid you're gonna fail or whatever, or you just really don't want to do that thing, right? And like those people aren't really facing those things, so it's very easy to say like, oh, I can focus 4 hours. Like, yeah, if I'm doing the same work every day and it's 10 hours of my day, I can also focus for 10 hours. That's actually not that hard for me to do, especially for work that is like daily. What's hard is to sit down and fucking do like write an SOP for like for my scriptwriter, for example, for a whole day, which I don't fucking know how to do, right? I mean, I kind of done it, but you know, like my first time really like properly doing it, or sitting down and like um what else, I don't know, like hiring people I've not hired before, like creating management structures or whatever the fuck, or thinking of this automation thing that like takes my brain and focus and whatever. Like these things are very different. So it's very easy, I think, to say for those people, or focus, but in reality, like it looks very different. So there's that. But maybe I'm just weird and I can't like focus because like they do work in their homes. I don't work in my home, so I don't know. Um, but I think honestly, if you're making extra money, go rent like your own space, and just isolate yourself when you work. Like no one is allowed to come in, no one's allowed to disturb you. Like turn off all your notifications, like all that stuff, and just like so you have your own space for thinking, for working. But I think like for me, a big thing is that my brain, like I get very into task, like very immersed into it, and if my brain subconsciously knows that I might be interrupted, it would be like I'll hesitate to focus on a thing. I'll like do we really want to do that? Like in like a few minutes, I'm gonna get distracted by someone again, and so I think like that's a big thing for me at least. So having your own environment is super important. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I yapped enough. I gotta do my stuff. I think I can do everything that I said I'm gonna do today. Feeling fine. So let's get started, I guess.